Welcome. We are the sexagenarian sages.
And we are here to bust the myths about sex and aging. And you had something you wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, I think I'd like to make our topic today physical training for sex. Now, a couple of things bring this on for me. First of all, I am a running coach as well as a sexuality and relationship coach. I just recently completed the David Goggins Challenge, which was 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, which I know some people kind of consider hardcore. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the physicality that goes into your erotic life. So we're going to talk about some very particular things today. It's what I call the triumvirate. It's having a hard body, an open or soft heart, and having a strong mind. Today, we're going to talk about having that hard body. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a world-class elite athlete, but you don't want to be a couch potato either. Even at a younger age, your 20s or 30s, you start developing a little bit of that spread. You spend too much time drinking beer and sitting in front of the TV set, watching, being a spectator, not actually doing something to make your body or even keep your body strong.
And I want to speak to the ladies for a moment.
Yeah.
This video is more towards the men, but ladies, it's not about looking like a 20-year-old or even a 30-year-old or even a 40-year-old. It's having a body that does what you want, has the flexibility to do what you want as you grow older.
There's stamina in there too, and some other things,
Yep.
which we'll discuss.
And we'll actually do a separate video that's a little more towards the women.
Yep.
But let's go back to your triumvirate.
And we'll focus on these topics in other videos as well, so we can spend a little more time on each one. For memory purposes, I've got 4 S's to share with you. The first is stretching, flexibility. It's not just guys. All of us in our society lose our flexibility as we grow older because we don't use our body like we did when we were a child. We also don't have, the body doesn't respond as well anymore. It's not growing as it is when you're 12, 13, 20 years old. It's begun to deteriorate a little bit as you've gotten older. And you may have noticed that in the bedroom. You can't stretch and move and get into those positions that you would like to get into or that you'd like to try. How can you develop the ability to do that? Well, one of the suggestions I would make is that you learn flexibility, stretching, do some yoga. Do what you need to do to slowly, it's not going to happen overnight, to slowly develop the ability to open the hips, to be able to move that back, to be able to bend over to the side or to the front in the ways that you would like to be able to get in the positions that you'd like to try for sex.
And ladies, the hip flexibility is going to be important for you as well. Yoga has been a lifesaver for me. I did reach the point where I just couldn't get in the positions anymore. My body was just too stiff. And I do yoga on a regular basis, and over time, I've gained back that mobility to allows me to get into those positions and allows me the movement in my hips that I need to get my full enjoyment during sex.
Guys too. I do yoga. I do a form of yoga called yin yoga. And it's really helped me, particularly with my hips and being able to open up my legs. But it's also opened up the ability for my back to be able to move into a more curved position during sex. Okay, so flexibility, stretching, that's your first S. What's the second S? strength. Now, you don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to be somebody who's got incredible strength, but you do need to have a body that has the ability to hold a position for a period of time. You want to have some good muscles, some good strength to be able to hold the position that you want for sex. Does that make sense to you? You've got to have some strength. Now, how do you get that? Well, you can lift weights. That's certainly a good way of doing it. And I know gyms are kind of iffy still right now with COVID. They're kind of opening up. I've been lucky enough to have my own home gym so that I've been able to really maintain myself during lockdown. But I would urge you to learn to develop strength. There's plenty of books. There's plenty of videos to tell you the basic exercises you can do to get started. If you want to know more about that, contact me and I can help you with that. Ladies.
Yes, strength is important for you too. And we're not, as he said, we're not talking about being a bodybuilder and developing that great muscle and so on. It's having the muscle tone that you need to be able to do what you want to do, both in and out of the bedroom. I do strength training as well. I use much lighter weights than you use, and that's absolutely fine. All I'm looking to do is to maintain the progress that I've gained over the years as I've started working on building up my strength. And that's helped me in sex. It's helped me be able to maintain some of the positions. It's helped me outside of it. It's helped me doing housework. We have this attitude that older people are weaker. With some work, you can maintain strength as you grow older.
Yep. So there's two of our S's, stretching and strength. The third one, stamina. Guys, particularly stamina, to be able to keep up the movements that you need to keep up during sex. The longer you can last, the longer you can enjoy your erotic experience and the longer she can enjoy the erotic experience. Part of this is cardiovascular. We talk about ED a lot these days. And I know for years there was the idea that a lot of that was psychological. There's something to be said about that. But there's also a physical component to ED. And we found that out by people now being able to take medications or pills to maintain erections. The circulation needs to be working in order to have an erection. You get a good, strong circulatory system by developing stamina. And how do you develop stamina? You do it through aerobic activities, walking, riding a bike, swimming, running, doing the things that increase the strength of your cardiovascular system. It pays off in the bedroom. When you can get in there and you're good for not 5 minutes, but you're good for an hour or 3 hours, believe me, that makes a big difference. And you can do it.
And one of the things I think is important is finding the exercise that you enjoy, that works for you. I love cycling. It's one of my pleasure practices. But maybe that's not for you. Maybe Pilates is for you. Once again, we understand gyms are closed down now, but a lot of these things have moved online. There are opportunities to take part in these classes online. Find an activity that you enjoy that's going to increase your stamina so that you can increase your stamina in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. So there's 3 of our S's. The 4th S, and this one can be a little bit triggering for people. Size, your body size. Mm-hmm. Obesity is epidemic, not just in our country, the United States, but all around the world now. Those extra pounds that you carry get in the way of good sex. You got a beer gut, guys, it makes it a little bit more difficult to actually do the kind of things you want to do in the bedroom. Lose the gut. Get yourself in shape. Now, see your doctor. Maybe your doctor will help you out with this. At least they can tell you whether or not you're obese and what you maybe need to do. I work with people to help them to lose their weight through exercise. It's important that you get your weight down for your health, for your circulation, and improve your sex life.
Ladies, this isn't about looking like a model. Heck, we know that the models don't really look like that anyhow. Their photos are airbrushed. But it's not even about looking a certain way. It's about feeling good at the weight that you are at. And doing what you need to do to get at a weight where you can do things comfortably. A few years ago, I was 215 pounds. I felt sexy, but it was hard for me to do things. It was hard for me to get into positions. Over time, I've taken off the weight. It's gone through exercise and diet. So now I have much more stamina than I used to have. I can do things I didn't used to do. I'm now down to 145 pounds. Okay, technically, that's still a little on the high side, but it's where I'm comfortable. It's where I can do what I want to do.
Respects to Barbie, who is 60 now. I think she just turned
Something.
60 this week, something like that. Respects to Barbie, you don't need to look like her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So physical training for the bedroom. It's important. It's an important aspect of having a good sex life.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be said and it's got to be done. You can do it. So I'm urging you to spend some time finding out how to physically get yourself in better shape for the bedroom.
So that you can enjoy it more.
Thanks for being here today. Don't forget to subscribe.
And
Click
if,
that little bell so that you get a notification whenever we're on.
and if you have questions, contact us.
So long.